Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. What's up guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert to your own research. Today I'm just going to review some majors, mostly just Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. Maybe a few others, but I don't know, I guess we'll see. Haven't really done a video like this in a few weeks, so let's just get to it. This is Bitcoin USD on the 1 day. I marked this chart. This is really just not even a chart. It's just writing danger zone in like the 70K region the other day. I still believe that this is like pretty true. If we can just strip away everything here, get all the EMAs out of there. Okay, so what's going on here? This is just Bitcoin looking pretty solid overall. I mean, ever since the lows established in early September, back in the low 50Ks, we've had a really strong run. And I was pretty confident that the 70K region was going to come. And I still am actually pretty confident. This candle today is pretty nasty. But the reason why I thought it was going to test the 70K region is because of this consolidation area back that we saw in early October. When price consolidates like this and forms like a decent low, usually, generally speaking, you're going to see like pretty strong move up from there. Or like, in other words, what I'm trying to say is that if it consolidates for a decent amount of time, you're not going to see it just have like a weak move up and then just fully retrace. So, if price comes up, has a really strong low that's established, it's not just going to go up like 2% and then come down. Certainly could. I mean, depends on the overall context. If it's a bearish market structure like this, absolutely, completely normal. But if it's in a more bullish market structure like the one that we've seen back in August, September, this type of price action, this generally means that you're going to see like a pretty decent move up. So, from the lows in 60K, we got all the way up to almost 70K and then pulled back. But I still believe that 70K plus is going on. I wrote danger zone for the reason that everything around this area is just a big danger zone. There's been a lot of selling up here. And if you look back, price has not materially broken this 64K wick that we saw established back in April. And if you think about it, price hasn't really truly had that strong breakout that we all want since early February of 2021. It's been literally years where prices kind of traded below this overall price range. Now, of course, you can say, oh, we went all the way up to like 74K. That is like a pretty good move up from like that high established back, 57K. But when you think about Bitcoin, when you think about crypto moves, you think about, the 20, 30, 40, 50, or like even more higher big moves up, right? You're not just thinking about, like a small little move up beyond 57K. What I'm trying to say is that even though price went to 74K, I don't see that as like a super material, strong move up, breaking this region that was established back in early 2021, this consolidation area. We've hung out below this area for 1,300 days. It's been quite a while. So I think everyone's really trying to wait and look and see what's going to happen. This has been chopping around, consolidating here for many months now. Prices chopped around there early March. We've chopped around here for 200 days. It's a decent amount of time if you think about it, especially by crypto standards, several months now. And we have yet to see a strong move beyond this point. Everybody's looking for this 100K mark. Don't really know what it's going to look like. In a lot of ways, this region currently reminds me a little bit of this. I think it's like the 11 or this area here, this 12K region. Price didn't break past that, didn't have a strong weekly close beyond that for several years as well. We saw price chop below it for a long time, like 3 years or whatever it is. And similar to this, this region up here, where again it was a multi-year consolidation below that kind of 64K level. Where do I think price is going next? I mean, I'm still really bullish on high time frames. If you look at this chart, like, I don't think that you can really say it's bearish. One argument for saying it's bearish is that it had a long continuation period, similar to what we saw back in May of 21, before that big move from 60 to 30K. But again, this consolidation period is significantly longer than the 2021 one. And if we were to see a breakdown like we saw like in 21, I would assume that it would have already happened by now. I would have already assumed that we would have gone from that 70K all the way down to like 35K level. And it's quite possible that maybe this big wick down, this big liquidation move in early August, was just like, the bottom. And it's looking more and more like that. That's the truth. I think that the plan for Bitcoin is probably just to stay perpetually long. I think you should always just have like you should just be long currently right now. That's not to say there's not going to be more volatility, because there will be, and there should be. Like even today, you see lots of alts pull back. But I'm still pretty bullish on Bitcoin. Now, like, where is Bitcoin going to land? I don't know when it's going to break these all-time high limits. I don't know what this dip is going to look like. I still suspect that there's going to be like a fair amount of chop overall within this like kind of price range here. But I think that the key point is that you should always just be looking for longs in this current situation. Now, where would you look for longs? I mean, there was lots of consolidation all throughout this kind of period between 60 to 64K. Excuse my dog too, barking in the background. But if you're looking for a long, like if we're looking for like some sort of like longing opportunity, you would look for like this kind of probably the 64K region. If you look back, here, you can see that this is a simple SR area right around 65K, but I don't think that this is going to hold. You can check to see here on lower time frames too. So everyone wants to long probably around 65K or something like that. This would be an interesting area, but I would personally be a little bit patient. Like this area certainly will give a bounce, in my opinion. This area should certainly give a bounce, this demand zone right around 65K. Whether that's the bottom or not, I don't really know. But, again, everyone has different strategies. You can arguably long here, 66.8K, right? But you're probably just scalping. For most average participants in the market, I would probably just be patient. I would just be spot long. I wouldn't really think too hard about it. And just DCA in. I would be patient and try to look for a 63K dip. But again, backtracking to like what I was saying before, I still believe that 70K is going to come, like beyond 70K. It would make a lot more sense for price to go like, close pretty well today, come up and hit some of these this danger area right around here, where there's like prices continually stalled out and paused right around 70 whatever K, and then pull back. That would make a lot more sense to me. If we pull back here, again, completely possible, like never say never, in which case, the 62, 63K area would be the area to buy. But again, like I'm just remaining perpetually bullish on Bitcoin. I'm not really looking to add too much on my Bitcoin position, more looking for shitcoins. I think generally speaking, you should probably just be looking to buy more shitcoins within the next 2 months. I think they should be pretty good. Like prices are still relatively decent for a lot of them before things kind of pop off. Let's take a look at ETH. I put this chart out before as well for ETH. This is kind of what I think is going to happen. I think that prices chopped around for a few months now, 70 days plus. since August. I think it's establishing a pretty high time frame bottom. Here's kind of what I thought was going to happen. I thought that it would maybe go a little bit higher. You can see this 200-day EMA, this red line, right around this $2,800 mark. Wouldn't surprise me to see price kind of get near that, which it already did, and then pull back. Would love to see price pull back a little bit more now, and you can kind of see it now, what's going on. Chop around near this $2,500 mark, let the EMAs catch up, and range for a lot of October and November, and then have a really strong move up in December. This, at this point, would probably be the local ETH BTC bottom. I know everyone's been calling bottom for that one for literally months now, but this is kind of what I think is going to happen. I don't think ETH is necessarily a great buy right now. I think it's better just like a dollar cost average. It's not a good active trade, if you ask me. Like, I mean, unless you're scalping gigantic size, then of course ETH is a great vehicle because the liquidity is so good. But would probably rather just wait and sit and just DCA in anywhere from 2,500 and to the lows, like the low 2000s. Is it going to happen? I don't know. It's really going to happen if Bitcoin pulls back. Like, ETH is still going to just trail. But I do believe that we'll see this type of setup where the EMAs start to consolidate and we start to see some bullish EMA crosses on the daily and then price go up. But yeah, not really a huge fan of ETH overall. Like, I mean, it's kind of trying to figure out its own narrative at this point. Let's take a look briefly at Solana. Solana, kind of the same logic as ETH, to be frank and honest with you. Solana has had some really nice volume as a chain because of the AI coins lately. And I might do a video on that tomorrow, actually, some of the AI coins, but we'll see. I still believe Solana is just chopping around. Anywhere from this 130 to 165 area should be a good accumulation period. It looks like it's potentially breaking out now, but Solana as a whole is still like the best chain where the most activity is happening. And if it truly breaks out here, then I think you'll see something like the high, like 180s, something like this. But to be determined if that's going to happen. I still think that like anywhere like, 160 and below is still pretty good value though for Solana. It's good just to just like keep this and just assume it's just going to chop around and then we'll see some big moves. But I'm pretty confident that Solana will break all-time highs in the next few months. It's still, as I said, the best place in where the most activity is. The Solo AI coins are really doing well and still just like the best place for a retail experience. So I still believe that Sol is like a pretty strong chart, but more of just an inactive trade where you just sit on it. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I think tomorrow I might do another video on GOAT and Genon, but we'll see. Take care, guys.